Welcome into this edition of Real Recruits TV. I'm Phil Stafford alongside Brian Schlonsky. Always checking out the high school sports here in Phoenix and all over the western region of the United States. Today we got a chance to check out two very good programs, Centennial taking on Mountain Ridge.
Yeah, and some of our own Real Recruits athletes were out there on the field today for Centennial. Number 5, Dylan Moeller at second base. Number 10, Mark Lang catching behind the plate. Number 20, Bryce Johnson out in center. And number 4, Marco Vasquez came in relief to pitch. But today it was all about Mountain Ridge.
Yeah, they came out to play, but both of these teams struggling a little bit heading into this contest. Just one win for each team heading into today in their last 6 games. So let's check out the highlights. This was a non-conference matchup for the Mountain Lions and the Coyotes, both teams needing to make up ground just to get back to 500 on the season. Mountain Ridge already up by a pair by the 3rd inning. Nate Cayes puts it right back up the middle for a base hit. And he'll also get his first of 4 RBI as Harris Lyons scores from second. Mountain Lions up to a 3-run advantage. They were looking for more too. Bases loaded with 2 outs for John Neubauer. Good contact, but Keegan Basso gets out of it. Basso had some rough points in the game, but also chipped in 6 Ks in his outing. Great hold by Mark Lang behind the plate on this one in the 4th, but it wasn't a trend that Basso could hold for long. On a full count, Nate Cayes, holler at you, Pino! A 3-run jack wastes no time in leaving the park. First dinger of the season for Cayes, and the Mountain Lions are sitting pretty with a 6-run lead.
Coach O calls on Marco Vasquez to finish out the inning for the Coyotes. Vasquez does his job, inducing the 5-3 groundout. It was a tough day at the office for the Centennial Bats. Ridge's Justin Revel was throwing a shutout through the first 5 innings, and he wasn't doing anything fancy, but just letting his team work behind him. Top of the 6th, Revel was losing a bit of steam. Garrett Addig finds some room to work with right up the middle. Just one of 3 hits that Revel surrendered, and the visitors took full advantage. Addig scores on a pass ball later in the inning, making it a 6-1 contest. Centennial would tack on another run on a fielder's choice, but Cayes flashing some leather over at first. Great pick, and that gets the Lions back to the dugout with a 4-run lead. Their bats continued to work. Connor Rochon adds this RBI to his bottom line, and the Mountain Lions hold down the Coyotes for a 7-2 victory. They improved to 6-7 overall, while Centennial drops to 7-10. Ridge's Nate Cayes and Justin Revels talked about their big-time performances after the win.
In the beginning, my off-speed wasn't working too good, so I tried to just get the fastball working first. And my arm wasn't really feeling that good, but towards the 3rd to 4th, 5th inning, it was feeling good, and my curveball started to work, so I worked that in a little bit. Changeup was a little off, but made it work.
I was thinking off speed because it was 3-2 count, so I worked the count real good, and I've been struggling for a little bit last game, but finally it pulled through. It was fastball right down the middle and just hacked it, pulled it over. It felt good. Once you never feel a home run, so you always know when you hit one.
Not only were we able to check out some local Arizona teams this week, but the Grand Junction Tigers also made a trip down south to face a little tougher competition this week.
That's right. We had Kyle Stanley out at that game. Let's toss it out to Kyle and see how the Tigers fared down here in Arizona. Hey guys, we have a lot of Real Recruits athletes out here at Sandra Day O'Connor High School as well. On the O'Connor side, Nate Easley. On the Grand Junction Tigers side, it's Dylan Fonte and Caleb Johnson. But the big question was going to be today, could Grand Junction make the travel all the way down here and knock off the undefeated O'Connor Eagles? Let's check out the highlights. First-year head coach Donnie Alexander suffered his first loss of the season on Tuesday, but Jeff Bumgardner's team still playing perfect baseball so far this year. First inning, Ty Dixon on the mound for the Tigers gets the ground ball off the bat of Noah Kelly, but Kelly legs out the infield single, and Jade Bilbray comes in to score the game's first run. Later in the inning, Owen Sanborn hooks a curveball into left field, and Kelly comes in to make this a 2-0 game on the RBI single by the first baseman. But Dixon settled down in the middle innings. Fonte starts the 4-6-3 double play, nicely turned to end the 2nd inning. Fast forward to the 3rd, Caleb Johnson tries to start some magic, blasts a double over the left fielder's head, but Junction is unable to capitalize, so they still trail 2-0. And that was bad news for the Tigers with Corey Wilson on the mound. The lefty was lights out in this game, 5 scoreless innings thanks in big part to a sharp curveball. He didn't play at all for Connor last year because of an injury, but he's making his mark here in 2013.
Yeah, my curveball, I've been working on it for a while. Really felt it today, really liked how it was working. My arm kind of feels better as the game goes on. Started off a little slow, but I felt I finished strong.
And the offense kept up the work. Greg Sines comes to the plate in the home half of the 3rd inning. Long drive to center, finds some green. Sanborn scores, and Sines makes it all the way to 3rd on the RBI triple. It's now 3-0. Skip ahead to the 6th inning. O'Connor has a 4-0 lead, and Nate Easley adds some insurance. He takes that inside fastball to right field. One more run scores, and Easley slides into second with an RBI double. And O'Connor comes away with the 5-0 shutout, still undefeated.
I'm 21 now, feels good. Doing real good. Everyone's playing team sport, do a lot of running, do what we're supposed to do, little things right. And big accomplishment, most winning team I've been on, feels real good.
So another tally in the win column for the Sandra Day O'Connor Eagles. They're now 21-0 on the season, but tip your cap to the Grand Junction Tigers, making the trip all the way down here and making that game close. For now, I'll send it back to Brian and Phil.
Thanks a lot, Kyle. Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Real Recruits TV. But as always, we're out looking for the latest athletes to feature in our show. So if you'd like to see your school on here, check us out on the web, www.realrecruits.com.
And also, we're always looking for great athletes to show on our website. You can check them out. And also, don't be hesitant to contact us if you'd like to be one of our athletes as well. And we're on Facebook and Twitter at Real Recruits for both of those social media platforms. And we'll send it out, as always, with the highlights that you didn't get a chance to see. And we'll be seeing you next week.
See you guys later.